All right, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're going to be taking a look at another way that we can solve our systems algebraically, and that is by called elimination. Elimination means you're going to be eliminating one of the variables and then going through and solving. So our steps, the first thing we're going to do is to align our variables, meaning if they're not already on top of each other, then you need to make sure that you move them around. Okay. Then you have to decide which one you're going to cancel. So you're going to pick a variable to cancel. Then, once you've decided that, in order for them to cancel, they have to have opposite coefficients. Meaning, same number, different sign. So, if needed, then you have to multiply the equations to have the opposite coefficients. And you'll see an example in a minute. All right, then you're going to add the new equations. You're going to solve for whatever variable you have left, and then you're going to substitute for the other variable. All right, now we're going to actually do our examples out of order. So I'm going to have you turn to the back page, please, and we're going to do number 4 first. So when I'm looking at these, I have here 4x plus 6y equals 32, 3x minus 6y equals 3. My variables are already aligned. I have the x's right near each other. I have the y's right near each other. So then I have to decide, I want to eliminate one of the variables. And when I look at these, so x has coefficients of 4 and 3. Y has coefficients of 6 and negative 6. So I'm going to want to cancel the y's because I don't have to do any of that multiplying stuff. These already are opposite coefficients. So I'm going to add these two equations together. Well, what happens? 4x plus 3x is 7x. 6y minus 6y, those cancel. They're gone. 32 plus 3 is 35. So now I have an equation that only has one variable in it. And I can solve that. So I'm going to finish by dividing both sides by 7. So x is 5. Now I have to go back in and figure out what y is. So you can pick either of the two original equations. I don't care which one it is. But I usually just pick the first one for no reason other than it's the first one. So 4x plus 6y equals 32. I'm going to put 5 in. So 4 times 5 plus 6y equals 32. That's 20. I'm going to subtract 20 from both sides. 6y equals 12, so y equals 2. I didn't show my dividing by 6 because I didn't want it to have to move the screen again. You should always perform a check. All right, to save time in the video, I'm not going to check every single problem, but I will do the first one. And when we do a check, remember we have to check it into both problems. This, by the way, I forgot to write it as a solution, would be the 0.52. So we're going to have 5 times 4 plus 6 times 2 equals 32. 20 plus 12, 32 does indeed equal 32. Check. Okay. I also have to check it in the other one. 3x minus 6y equals 3. So 3 times 5 minus 6 times 2 equals 3. 15 minus 12. And again, 3 equals 3. So those are the easiest. When you already have them and you don't have to worry about anything. All right, now we're going to go back. Again, I apologize for skipping around here, but we're going to go back and look at number 1. So when I look at number 1, I have 3a minus b equals 2 and a plus 2b equals 3. I can eliminate either one of my variables, but I want to take the fewest steps that I need to. So when I see here that these are already opposite signs, I just have to take and multiply the top equation by 2. Right? So it's almost like you're kind of finding a common denominator type deal. But I if I multiply this whole equation by 2, this is then going to be negative 2b, and which means it'll cancel. I don't have to do anything to the bottom one. So let's do that multiplication. So this is where, right, we're on step 3. So we're going to do 6a minus 2b equals 2. I don't have to do anything with the other one, so I'm just going to copy it down. And now I'm going to add my equations together. 6a plus a is 7a. The b's cancel out. 2 plus, oops, sorry, look what I did. Don't make my mistake. It has to multiply everything, so this should have been a 4. Sorry about that. And then 4 plus 3 is 7. Divide both sides by 7, you get a equals 1. Then you pick an equation to put that into. Again, I usually do the first, but it doesn't matter. So this is going to be 3 times 1 minus b equals 2. 3 minus b equals 2. Subtract 3. Negative b is negative 1. Divide by negative 1. Ooh, that's negative 1. So b is 1. So this would have been the point 1, 1. And again, I'm not going to check just to save some time for the video here. All right, example 2. Now this is the one that is a little bit more complicated. So I have 5r minus 2s equals 8, 3r minus 7s equals negative 1. So neither of them right now have opposite signs. Neither of them have the same coefficient. So I have to do a little bit of multiplying. So in this problem, I'm going to actually cancel out the r's first. So I need the smallest multiple of 5 and 3, which is going to be 15. But I also have to take and multiply one of them by a negative so it has an opposite sign. So I'm going to do this problem by 3, and I'm going to do the bottom one by negative 5. I could have reversed where the negative goes. I'm just trying to get this negative 1 to be a positive. All right, so I'm going to do my multiplication. So 3 times 5 is 15r. 3 times 2 is negative 6s. 3 times 8 is 24. Down below, I'm going to have negative 15r plus 35s equals 5. Now I can add my equations together. The r's are going to cancel. Negative 6s plus 35s is going to give me 29s. 24 plus 5 is 29. Divide by 29, and you get s equals 1. Okay, then we have to go in and put in our s into one of the equations to figure out what r is. So 5r minus 2s equals 8. 5r minus 2 equals 8. Add 2. 5r equals 10. Divide by 5. R is 2. So this would have been the point, well, I can't really write it as a point because it's not x and y. So you really should check, and when we do our practice, you're going to be asked to check. I know we didn't do the word problem. We're going to save that one for class because we're going to actually spend a whole lesson on word problems. But any questions, bring them to class, and have a good night.